Mr. President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo, Senhor Presidente da Assembleia da República, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm particularly pleased to welcome you, Mr. President, on your first visit to Portugal. The official nature of this state visit emphasized the importance of this long-awaited reunion at head of state level after 16 years since the first official visit of a head of state of the Republic of Ghana to Portugal. This promising visit reflects the shared desire of two friendly countries which have known each other for over 5 centuries, as you recall today, this morning, to forge a closer and more consolidated future relationship for the benefit of our people. Following the recent visit to your country by the Portuguese Ministers of Foreign Affairs and Defense, it was possible to prepare this common future project, extending the bilateral relationship to new areas of cooperation and the maritime economy, involving the cooperation agreement in the field of defense that will be signed tomorrow and which covers, among other areas, cooperation in peace missions, reflecting a close understanding shown by the presence of the ocean patrol vessel Setúbal in the port of Accra earlier this month, as a part of one more mission of our national forces deployed under the motto Open Sea. And another mission will follow in a few months. The same way, and there's a good illustration of the importance of the economic and business sector for both countries, the program of this visit includes a Portugal-Ghana Economic Forum. In this context, I welcome the Memorandum of Understanding between our Trade and Investment Promotion Agency to create the best business environment in areas such as agro-industry, distribution, production of renewable energy, tourism, manufacturing, education and training, health and pharmaceuticals, among several others, as well as bilateral economic cooperation in infrastructure and construction, in which there has already been a meaningful investment by a Portuguese company in a key project to build a section of the motorway between Accra and the port of Tema. Given that we also have direct flights between Lisbon and Accra, we are not lacking in mechanisms and incentives. There is no doubt in my mind that Portuguese entrepreneurs, as a result of their deep knowledge of the African reality, will continue to play a key role in Ghana's economic growth, which has been one of the fastest in Africa, an example of democracy and stability. Dear President, today we had the opportunity to address the most varied bilateral, regional and global issues at a very delicate moment in international affairs, faced with a post-pandemic crisis, threats to European and global security, and the effects on the economic and social life of our people. I'm pleased that Portugal and Ghana are united in defending a position that condemns Russia's aggression and the violation of Ukrainian territorial integrity, and stand together in the dramatic and sad circumstances of the current conflict in European territory, with serious and growing global implications. At a regional level, I welcome Ghana's active role within the Accra Initiative and your strong leadership of the presidency of the Economic Community of West African States from 20 to 22, marked by your visionary Ghana Beyond Aid agenda, the strong condemnation of the resurgence of coup d'etat in Africa, and the fight against terrorism. I heartily congratulate Ghana for its excellent mandate as a non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. In the 22-23 biennium, for the fourth time, whose candidacy Portugal strongly supported. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank Ghana for its support for Portugal's candidacy for the same body in the 27-28 biennium. As a part of the United Nations, Ghana has wisely chosen to place a focus on conflict prevention, post-conflict reconstruction, and multilateralism at the center of the UN's peace, human rights, and security agenda for sustainable and inclusive development, above all in Africa. There could not have been a better way to honor the legacy of the former Secretary General of the United Nations, a steadfast friend of Portugal, and a tireless promoter of multilateralism and human rights, of the struggle for self-determination and independence of East Timor, a Nobel Peace Prize winner in 2001, the late Kofi Annan. Allow me, therefore, to quote him when he reminds us of our universal vocation as a guarantee of peace, human dignity, justice, and value of solidarity. I quote, "The world is not ours to keep. We hold it in trust for future generations. We are not only all responsible for each other's security, we are also, in some measure, responsible for each other's welfare. Global solidarity is both necessary and possible. It is necessary because without a measure of solidarity, no society can be truly stable and no one's prosperity truly secure." Mr. President, at European level, Portugal is committed and active advocate of a new paradigm of strategic partnership between the European Union and Africa, and of a comprehensive strategy more focused on addressing common challenges and interests. The most serious, since the capacity for public investment in the main social sectors depends on it, is the financial crisis caused by the rampant increase in foreign debt, which, as UN Secretary General António Guterres has warned, now affects 3.3 billion people, almost half of humanity, who live in countries that spend more on debt interest payments than on education or health. If we do not tackle this problem of debt crisis, we will not be able to stabilize the countries most affected by insecurity, climate change, and famine. Ultimately meeting the life and expectations and immense potential that Africa's youth, the majority of the population, plays in the future of their countries and in the close connection with Europe. I'm sure that Ghana is with us in this vision of the present and the future. Your Excellency, you have indeed been very vocal in advocating a transformation of the narrative of the African continent. The recognition of the importance of the African diaspora in the world and the new dynamic in the relationship between Africa and Europe. Partners and natural allies who can and should speak the same language. In this respect, Portugal reiterates its interest and willingness to help bringing the two continents closer together, as it has always done in a roadmap of shared priorities adjusted to regional dynamics and interests. With this in mind, I'm pleased that this evening we are joined by several distinguished participants in the 6th edition of the Euro-Africa Forum, a commendable initiative of the Portuguese Diaspora Council, which I will again have the pleasure of attending tomorrow together with Your Excellency. In contrast of the digital format in which we both met in September 2020. For the 3rd edition of the forum, in the midst of the pandemic and facing the dilemmas of that time, Tomorrow, we look forward to a conversation focused on the future of the cooperation between the European Union and Africa, on the growth opportunities that can result from the digital and climate transitions, but also in sustainable infrastructure and transport, health systems, and quality of education, in a setting of heated geopolitical competition and adjustments in the balance of power. May the strength and determination of our countries and people serve as an example for us to continue to make a difference. Ladies and gentlemen, it is in that spirit and with confidence and determination that I ask you all to join me in a toast to the health and happiness of the President Nana Akufo-Addo, to the friendly people of Ghana, and to the prosperity of relations between Portugal and Ghana.